All right, guys, here it is, Movie Meals. What's going on? It's finally time for Kyle and I's top 5 of the decade. I'm excited to get into it. We're going to go back and forth. Kyle's going to start, but then when we get down to number 1, we're going to say it at the exact same time.
Cute.
Or see if we can guess it. I don't know if I know it now because I gotta think about it. Anyway, Kyle, why don't you start us off with your number 5 of the decade?
Number 5 is Inception.
What was your number 50?
Wait.
Was that Interstellar?
No, it was Interstellar. That's what it was.
Oh,
Yes.
for some reason I heard that completely wrong
for a
when
second
you first started.
For a second there, I was like, wait.
I thought 50 was Inception this entire way through.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, Interstellar does not belong in the top 50 of the decade, but I like this Inception pick. Wow. Wow, great way to start off this video. Al wasn't listening apparently when we started.
Okay, well, I guess that makes a little more sense now. Yeah, number 5 is Inception. It's one of Christopher Nolan's better movies. It's such a great movie. Great concept, really interesting. I think it kind of changed the game for not only sound and for scores, but also just for how to do some different and interesting stuff with cameras and with storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very awesome concept
Great
too. Great cast too. Hit all the right buttons for me at the time that it came out, and I still always think about that one when it comes to Christopher Nolan and this decade.
When was the last time you rewatched in Interstellar?
Interstellar, probably.
Get it off the list.
There is one that I would probably put in there. If
All right, we'll talk later.
Yeah,
my number 5. Let's tick people off. The Last Jedi. Let's go. I love The Last Jedi still to this day. I get people don't. I get you're angry. I get you're bitter, and you're just nothing but dark side enforcers. The Last Jedi is incredible. I'm making another video this weekend about it, for gall dangin' sake. It is amazing. I love The Last Jedi. I love Rian Johnson. Guess what? There are parts of The Last Jedi I don't necessarily love, but there's a lot I really do love. And guess what? The Force will be with you if you're a cool guy. And let's get off this topic. Kyle, what's your number 4?
Well, that answers my question about where the heck a Star Wars movie is.
Top 5, baby.
Yeah, that makes sense though. Number 4 is Mad Max Fury Road.
No, I'm just kidding. I love Mad Max.
I love that movie.
Wow.
It blew me away with just about every element of that story, of that movie. Just such a beautiful
Man, when my brother
story.
sees your list, he's gonna have some words. He would not have Mad Max even
Well, you know
close
what?
to
A
his
lot
list.
of people, I think, agree with me
Yeah,
on
I
this
think
one.
so.
It's one of the best movies of the decade. Gosh darn it. It's awesome.
My number 4 is The Force Awakens. Guys, if you have not seen my video, that'll already be up. I haven't put it up yet with time of filming, but it'll be up after this airs. And that is this reason of why I love Star Wars. That's going to go into in-depth of why I would have put A Force Awakens even higher. Even though I actually conceptually love I would rank The Last Jedi higher when ranking my Star Wars films. The Force Awakens did something for me in the theater that is hard to explain, so I do my best in that video. So if you want really that explanation, go check that video out of why I love Star Wars or what Star Wars means to me video. Please go check that out because that'll really explain it better than I can here in this short amount of time. But Force Awakens is my number 4 of the decade. 2 Star Wars films back to back.
2 Star Wars films back to back.
Back to back.
Number 3 is The Social Network.
Wow.
It is.
You know, Nick's going to be very happy. You just made Nick feel better.
Yeah, it just went a complete 180. It's one of the best movies of the decade period. It's timeless. The script is so smart. It talks about something that initially people were like, Facebook, what's interesting about Facebook? But it was interesting as a movie at the time, and it still is. I've come back and watched it times before, and I still get invested into it, even though they're just talking about computers and Facebook and smart stuff that I can't even comprehend, but somehow I understand it well. Performances are incredible. Lots of great, memorable performances from Jesse Eisenberg and Andrew Garfield, who I think really steals
and Brandon
the
Song.
movie. And Brandon Song. We can't forget about
Lyndon Tipton.
Yeah, I have to. For sure, this movie has to be in my top 5. It is incredible.
My number 3 is I don't even really need to look at my list anymore.
The Rise of Skywalker.
I wish. I might make a video explaining where that would be. Is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That movie is going to be considered one of the best animated movies. Wow. It's the best Spider-Man film. What? Yeah, it's
No,
the best Spider-Man
I'm
film.
surprised it's that. Wow, I
It
did not even think
is.
you would.
I thought it was gonna be Kyle's number one, so now I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm
But
confused too.
It is it is animation that I remember when I saw it. I got out and said I haven't been that blown away since I saw Miyazaki for the first time. Since I saw Spirited Away. Since I saw My Neighbor Totoro or Princess Mononoke. My jaw was on the floor with how much I love Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And I haven't rewatched it a whole lot, but I have rewatched it, and every time I'm like, why am I not rewatching this more? It's an incredible soundtrack that I still listen to today. It's incredible, and I love Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse. It is the top 3 of the decade.
That makes me so happy.
It makes me tick.
And it
should
makes
be
me.
hype.
This is what I was afraid of. I was so nervous that I made mistakes on my own list.
You did.
And I might have.
Yours is
I
wackadoodle.
might have.
Mine is not.
I can't.
What's your number 3?
That makes me so happy. I already said my number 3. It's time
What's
for
your
number
number 2?
It's Whiplash.
Are you rushing or are you dragging, JK?
One of the best performances of this decade. J.K.
Yeah.
Simmons is incredible. The story, I did not think I would be interested in what the story is about in Whiplash, but somehow through these performances, especially from J.K. Simmons, it just keeps digging into my mind. Like,
It's
I can't
amazing.
get over this movie. I think it's so smart with his script. I think his performances are just everlasting. It just hit me on an emotional level. I remember we saw it with friends on our TV, like when we were living together, and like we stood up like screaming, "What did we just watch?" Like,
That was a great time.
it
man.
was such a great
Whiplash
time
is
watching
amazing.
that, and it's one of the movies.
Maybe it should have been higher than 29 on my list. I don't know. The world doesn't make sense. Cats and dogs are living together. I don't get it.
Mass hysteria.
Great
Yeah,
call.
number 2 has to be Whiplash for me.
All right, my number 2 is Spotlight. I rewatched Spotlight. I love newspaper reporter movies. I love undercovering conspiracies and bad thing movies. And this movie is a devastating truth to the world. It is heartbreaking. It's incredibly well acted. It's an Oscar winner. And I just absolutely love Spotlight. And I think when you really get down to brass tacks, it is in the top of the decade. And that is my number 2.
I think I do now know where your number 1 is.
I don't
think
know
was
how
right.
you even. Yeah, you should have known it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's hard. I have no idea what yours is unless it's Spotlight.
Maybe.
What is it? It's your turn.
Oh, I thought we were saying it at the same time.
Oh, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Transformers
Prisoners.
5.
Your jokes suck.
It's the Avengers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You go first, and
You
I'll
want
talk
me to
about a
go
better
first?
movie. Put him in a body bag, Johnny. Put him in the body bag. I'm just kidding. Sorry.
For me personally, it just was something I never thought I'd witness on the big screen. Like just seeing these superheroes I grew up loving coming together in a movie and it actually working. Yes, it probably has not aged that well, especially with all of the comic book movies that we've had in recent years. But I can't deny that it just impacted me throughout the decade. Still a movie that I love
get
to
it.
keep going back to and rewatching. Just as a fan of movies, but also just as a comic book fan in general, it just did exactly what it was supposed to for a guy like me.
So your number 1 was my number 14.
Yeah.
And my number 1 was your number 11.
Yeah.
And mine is Prisoners.
Yeah.
I think Prisoners, outside of one shot in the movie, is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
There's one shot at the beginning where he kind of holds on a tree a little too long. And I get it's supposed to make you feel like uneasy. To me, it just cut it out, didn't he? But everything
Well,
else
you've
I
seen it a
love.
couple of times to where you're like,
I
"Get
have seen
tree
that movie
out of
maybe 2-3 dozen times. I watched that.
That's true.
I watched that
That's
movie when I'm sad, I guess, to feel better about watching people in a worse situation. I don't know, but I watch it when I just want to watch a really hard-hitting drama. I still to this day think it's Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman's best performances. It's I mean, with a round-out cast, you've got Terrence Howard in there as well as Viola Davis. It is an amazing cast. It was Paul Dano.
Yeah.
It is an amazing cast with an amazing mystery movie of where did the girls get taken to, and I think it is. I think it is hard hitting. It is riveting. It is raw. It is real, and I absolutely love it. And Denis, you knocked it out of the park
For
with
many times.
Prisoners. So that is our list, our top 50 of the decade.
I got so nervous about the whole thing.
Yeah, I probably should have guessed Avengers. I don't know why I didn't. That was probably pretty stupid. I really thought it was going to be Spider-Verse, but wow. So any
been the top
little
10.
tiny recap? Or should we just wrap up here?
No, let's have a little recap. Let's make it fun.
Your list sucked. I'm just kidding. Yeah, just the biggest surprises for me were really Logan and Spider-Verse on your list. I thought they would have been much higher. Do you need to take a fat recheck? I know you discussed in between breaks that
There
my
was
2019 count was a little too high for you. Got it.
That's not fair to say,
Got
because
'em.
it is part of the decade. Like, we should remember those movies too. Just for me personally, like, it's just very soon, and I'm not quite sure which ones are the best of the best for me. I am surprised that Lincoln was on your list. Like, I just
You and I
never really-
clearly did not talk back in the day.
I guess we didn't talk
because
about Lincoln
Really,
all
really,
that
I
much
loved
either,
that movie.
but-
I watched that movie a bunch.
Annihilation also was a
Silver
very
Linings
big
Playbook seemed
surprise
to
for
be
me.
pretty bad.
Silver Linings Playbook especially. I thought that would easily be in
I
the
think it's
top
going to
10.
shock my parents. You want to know what movie almost made the list? We Bought a Zoo. Love that film with Matt Damon and Scarlett Johansson.
All right.
Love We
Fair
Bought a
enough.
Zoo.
I did wish I could be able to include like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and Birdman. Those two are
could've.
like I could have, but I just
that's on
didn't.
you.
Yeah, I wish I could have. Those are two that come to mind
Wish
anyway.
you could have. You might as well just say, I'm an idiot and I need to reassess.
I mean, maybe like I'll look at it tomorrow and be like, you know what, that was dumb. That was dumb.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna end it there. Go watch everything we put out on the channel. This will probably be the last big thing consistently for the end of the year. Happy New Year! This should come out probably around New Year's or
Happy
New Year's
New
Day,
Decade.
or New Year's Eve. So please, guys, enjoy 2020. Be safe, be kind. Get back to enjoy talking about movies because The Last Jedi seemed to sour any talk of any sort of movie ever for everybody all the time, always, and I'm still bitter about it.
Made me sad.
And yeah, I know because you won't talk Star Wars with me anymore, and and you like the movie. And, but anyway, yeah, guys, please go check. Just enjoy 2020. Let's let it be a year of greatness. And thank you guys for watching us. We're going to continue to bring you great content moving forward in the new decade or the new year and this new decade we're about to enter. So yeah, hey, and as always, thanks for watching, Mom.
See you guys.